Hey guys, welcome back. You may have already seen my how to build a PC video, and if you have, this PC will look quite familiar. However, I will quickly just go over all the parts, in case you didn't watch the video and you're just interested in the PC build itself. You may notice there's no graphics card. This is a $400 build, and for $400, you can usually include at least a low-end graphics card. And I could, however I didn't. Why? This is not a gaming build. This is a productivity build, meaning I definitely wanted an SSD. It's pretty much SSD or graphics card. Jeez, brain fart there. So yeah, but I also wanted a hard drive. So you can either have a really low capacity SSD along with a graphics card, or you can have hard drive and SSD and no graphics card. So we are going to be using our integrated Intel 630 processor graphics on our Pentium G4620. So that should be plenty powerful for any of my mom's needs since I built this PC for her. So moving on, as I already mentioned, the processor fans are AsiaHorse PWM fans. Look gorgeous, by the way. Case Cooler Master Lite Box 5. Yeah. We have a SilverStone fan hub PWM. MSI B250M Pro VD motherboard. Very nice budget motherboard. Intel stock cooling. Let's see. For our hard drive, we have Toshiba 1TB 7200 RPM. And for our SSD, we have a, It's 128 gig. So yeah, that's just gonna wrap it up for the parts. Nothing too special. It's a very simple productivity build. Now let's get straight to the benchmarks. It is worth noting that for about $10–15 extra, you can get a lot more power by squeezing a Core i3 in here. However, I chose not to do that because my mom simply wouldn't need it. She doesn't do anything demanding enough for that. So that's simply why I didn't do it. But yeah, it'd definitely be worth the extra few dollars. And also, the fans are really overkill. I did them for looks because my mom liked purple. So yeah, you can get, well actually you only have to use the included case fan. However, I took that one out and actually put 4 more in these, as I said, the AsiaHorse fans. But yeah, you can get a lot cheaper fans and they will work just fine. In fact, you don't need to buy any extras actually. Same goes for the case. I bought this case for the mirrored front and side clear panels so you could see the LEDs. Also definitely not necessary in a $400 build. In fact, I'd advise against it if you're going for best value. Once again, this is just for my mom. Wanted it to look nice. Also, for those interested, all parts listed in the description below. Got Passmark installed. Now we're going to run the full test suite of Passmark tests. Let's go. And here are our final results. So starting with CPU, a little bit lower than expected. This Pentium chip actually averages slightly higher than this by a few hundred, I believe. So I'm going to rerun this one after we go over the rest of the results, just to see if we got a slightly underperforming chip. If we did, it's not a big deal, it's only by a little bit, but just curious about that one. Graphics marks look just about right for the Intel 630. Of course, integrated graphics, you can't expect a high 3D graphics mark. Memory, not too bad. And on the note of memory, I actually forgot to tell you guys what I have in the system. It's some off-brand Chinese DDR4 with a heat spreader. It's actually pretty nice, at least from what I can tell. So I'll link it down description below. I bought it for like $60, maybe even 59 or something. Very good price on it, that's why I bought it. But now, after I bought it, like a few days later, it suddenly shot up to like 70 something. So I'm not too sure what it is at now. Disk mark, as expected, quite high because we do have that SSD. Overall system, not too bad, 69th percentile. Alright guys, now we're going to test our thermals and audio level. Hopped on AIDA64 here, really shouldn't expect anything too extreme. The G4620, or for that matter none of the Pentium chips, have a particularly high thermal output. We're using our stock Intel cooler, so it might get a tiny bit loud, but other than that, it's a dual core part running at 3.7, it shouldn't be that bad. So we're going to start our system stability test. We are stressing an integrated GPU, cache, floating point unit, and CPU. We'll be monitoring our temperatures with real temp. You can see they begin to rise. I'll be back in 10 minutes once they stabilize. Not too sure why this is, but our temperatures are jumping around quite a bit more than I'd expect from most PCs. However, it's pretty consistent around 50, from the 50 to 60 range, alright? That's basically what we're looking at here on our 2 cores. This one seems to be a little bit more stable, hovering around 55. Oh, and as soon as I say that, of course, it jumps up. But you can see we're running 3.7 gigahertz on our 4620, and yeah, here's something odd. You can see in AIDA64 we definitely are running 100% usage. In real time it thinks for a 24% load. I don't know if this load means different than I'm interpreting it as, but that's an odd discrepancy. If someone wants to explain that to me in the comments below, feel free to do that. So yeah, you can see these are very comfortable temperatures, no problem as expected, especially since you can't overclock these chips. However, I thought of something. The fans aren't even breaking a sweat. They're like at most at the second throttle up level, if not still staying at the first level to keep it here. You know, they're not working hard at all. So what happens if we set all the fans to full power, force them to be at full power? Let's see how big of a difference we get. I will expand on this idea in a completely different video, but here's just a little bit of an experiment. I think that noise that I'm currently talking over is a pretty solid evidence that our fan speed adjustment worked. Now let's see how our thermals are. Should be quite a bit cooler. And once again, just a small disclaimer for that butthurt guy in the comments that we all know is going to be there eventually. This is for experiment, completely for fun. Running it this loud and all fans at full speed all the time is completely unrealistic. And as expected, our temperatures are quite a bit lower. Not too significant, but still quite a bit. Definitely very noticeable. It's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to ask me any questions about this build. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye! Once again, I'm not doing any gaming benchmarks simply because it isn't a gaming build.